Hey gang, thanks for hanging out today. Today we're going to be working on this Craftsman. It's an older Craftsman with a 16 horsepower Kohler on it. And I am getting no spark. So let me show you how I found that out. So I got a spark detector here. What you do is go ahead and unplug your, excuse me. Let's go ahead and take this hood off. They come up pretty easy, just up and out. Okay, so right here in front is where our spark plug is, right there on the left side of the front. Then you grab all the way up on the front, pull that off. If you have a spark detector, go ahead and plug it in and then push this end back onto your spark plug. If you don't have a spark detector, you can go ahead and pull that spark plug out and hold it back. Make sure you're wearing rubber gloves and see if there's any spark going on the spark plug. And go ahead and have someone crank it. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this. Right here, it should light up if there's any spark. See if it does. Okay, as you can see, there's clearly no spark there. So if you don't have any spark at your spark detector, you know that your Magneto is not sending any spark to the spark plug. If you don't have a spark detector and you're using a spark plug and there's no spark, go ahead and try a different spark plug and see if you come up with the same results. Hopefully you get some spark with a different spark plug and your spark plug was just bad. If you're not getting any spark with a spark plug that you know works, then this video is for you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and dive into this machine and get to the Magneto, also called a coil. What you need to do here is take this shroud off first. It takes a 10mm bolt or socket. Go ahead and pull that off. Oops. Go ahead and set these to the side. We're not gonna lose them. And this will come right off. Okay, next thing you're gonna need is a 5/16. And there are bolts. Let me show you. Bolt here, bolt in your oil dipstick, bolt here, bolt here, and on the other side, there's a bolt here and a bolt back here. So go ahead and take those out. I already took mine out. And then once you have those out, this should just slide right up and off. Make sure that you kind of hold on to your oil dipstick so it doesn't rip that out, because this shroud has to come up and around that. And then, excuse me, I forgot one thing. Yours is like mine. You have this little electrical doohickey right here. And hopefully it's just a 5/16 as well. Awesome, these are just hand tight. I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. Gotta remember this one has a ground on it. So when we're putting that back together, make sure that we put that ground back on. Okay. That slides out, this pops out. Has some electrical up here. One thing that you wanna do before you replace your Magneto, go ahead and pull these two off the front of the Magneto. Sometimes there's only one, but these are telling it, one of those is telling it the safety switches are all plugged in. And then you want to go ahead, and once you have those off, that eliminates the safety switches. You also can't turn your machine on off with the key, but this will tell us if we have a spark problem or if it is indeed just the Magneto. So go ahead and try to start it again. Okay, I still have no spark. If you have no spark, then you need to replace your Magneto. One thing you can do with your Magneto is if this right here, the magnets that the magnet on your flywheel, if it's all rusted, go ahead and sand those off. And then the front of your Magneto, go ahead and sand those to where you got good metal, and then go ahead and try it again, because sometimes they just get so corroded that they can't make any spark. If you've done that, I already did that, I already sanded these and it still is making no spark. And these, it's still making no spark with these off. If yours is making spark with these off, then you know that you have an electrical issue with a safety switch. So then you know that this is not bad. So go ahead and plug these back on, and then you need to track down an electrical switch, which I will be putting a video on how to do such a thing. So if yours is not getting a spark though like mine, then we need to dive in right here. You're gonna need an Allen head. I'm gonna go grab mine really quick while you're grabbing yours. Okay, so it just takes an Allen head on each side of this. Okay. Looks like mine is a 4mm. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. Now we gotta remember, this has a ground right there. Pull this off, pull this off. Keep these screws, because your new Magneto probably does not come with them. And the best thing to look up is just the model number of your machine or the model number of your engine online to find the correct Magneto. Sometimes the Magnetos have numbers on them. You can look them up that way as well. But that's the best way that I've found to look them up. Okay, so once you get your new one, we're gonna go ahead and install the new one. Go ahead and put it up to your old one and make sure it's the same. This one looks awesome. So, first things first, make sure there's no debris right there. Go ahead and get these started. Remember, this has a ground that goes right there. Just go ahead and get them started by hand at first. Just go ahead and tighten them by hand. Or throw your socket on there. Okay, you still want it to be able to move like this. Then just go ahead and grab a piece of cardstock, stick it down between your Magneto, and we're going to be spinning it till this part, which is the magnets, come over to where our Magneto is. So you're going to fill your Magneto, magnetizes to that and pulls itself and holds the paper in there. Once you have it there, now we're going to want to tighten down that coil. Just put it snug. So just bring it right down snug. Bring them both down. I have to hold that little ground over so it doesn't turn. Okay, and snug this one. And then to get the cardstock out, just turn the engine and kind of pull. Okay, that should give you a good gapping on your Magneto. Okay, now let's go ahead and put this engine back together. Go ahead and, oh, excuse me, we gotta plug these in. Go ahead and plug your wires back on. Okay, now in the front here, make sure that your wire comes out there. Make sure nothing, that you don't leave anything in there. All right, I apologize, you guys. My phone overheated and turned off during that last video. So what I did during that time, you got to just put this Cataline back on, or the shroud, excuse me. Like I said in the first, when we were taking it off, there's a bolt here. Oh, sorry, I'm getting shadows on it. Bolt here. Bolt on the oil, bolt here, here, and here. And okay, make sure you don't forget to put the shroud on. It takes the bolt here, And the last thing is on this side. Sorry, there's a terrible shadow. A bolt here and a bolt there. Make sure you put on your ground that's right there. Y'all have a wonderful day. Hope this video was helpful. Go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button.